be doing a review of commands today, and we're going to be incorporating the #1 thing that Mojo loves the most, a ball, right next to Layla, of course, but loves the ball. So we're going to work on building up to exposing him to that ball. He's going to get very excited about it, of course, but because we know how excited he gets, we're going to build up to exposing him to that. So by working with smaller things that maybe don't hold quite as much interest for him as the ball would, we'll be able to go over our commands, make sure that he can follow through with those, and then expose him to that big ball distraction. Okay, so I have just a little nylabone chewy thing. I also took Mojo's collar off. I have it on the side, so I will be presenting that to Mojo, and then we will work up to bringing the tennis ball out. Now, review of commands. Of course, we want Layla here with us when we work with Mojo, but having Mojo work on a few things by himself without Layla around, I know she gets very excited when he's around and she's raring to go, but by having Mojo work on commands by himself, we're able to really solidify those commands and really pinpoint things that maybe he's having a bit of trouble with. So we'll be doing another review with Layla later, but Mojo's going to get individual attention for now. Okay, so another thing, that Mojo gets a little bit low to the ground when he's walking. So instead of us picking him up with the lead, picking his head up or anything like that, we want to give him a reason to look up at us. Now he gives a very good job with eye contact, except when he's walking. He starts getting a little bit slinky, getting lower and lower to the ground, and we're trying to get him to walk nicely, and he just gets a little bit slower. So, of course, he loves his food. Who doesn't? We're going to utilize the power of the smell of food and bring his focus back up to us. We want him to be walking tall, strong. You know, we don't want any kind of walking that's basically one step above crawling. So we want to avoid that. All right, so we're going to begin right now. We want to start off very slow, just like we always do with our heel. We're going to continue to mark our specific behaviors that we want to encourage, such as, you know, when Mojo sits, when we ask him to sit the first time with a yes or a good, we're going to get real excited about that. The smell of food. Yep. Good. Good. Perfect. All right, and just as simple as that, I want to avoid using the lead to get him to look up at me. I don't want to pull him or anything like that. Just want to give him a reason to look up at me. And because we don't have the same bond that you have with Mojo, having food here, making him again, have that reason to look up at me definitely helps. It gives Mojo some motivation. Okay, so let's try that again. We want to make sure, once again, that he is walking nicely. None of that little crawly thing going on there. Yep, good. Okay, we get a little bit lower. Yep. Yep. Good. 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 You good boy. Good boy. Okay, lots of praise. You did a good job. Let's try that again. Yep. Good. Good. Okay, so he's taking himself up. Good. Good sit. He's picking himself up. he's looking at me a little bit more. So I want to encourage that. Again, we're marking that. Yes, or good. And then we can give him a treat. So just remember, if you find that maybe Mojo is walking a little bit lower to the ground, utilize your food, sense of smell. Give him a reason to look up at you. Perhaps he's not willing to focus at that point in time. There are more things going on. Make sure you get his attention. And also, we're going to be working on reviewing the focus command again today. And we'll do that right now actually. Just remember that as soon as he makes contact with you in your eyes, as soon as he looks at you, yes or good. Now you can use focus, watch me, or look, whatever you would like to use. Now just remember that as soon as he makes that eye contact, mark that behavior. Stay. Focus, yes. Focus, good. Good, focus. Focus, good. Focus, good. Okay, so when you're practicing this, because Mojo is extremely interested in the food, have him behind your back when you ask him to focus. Once you've been doing it a few times, asking him to focus on you. Of course, hand by the face pointing to your eyes, he's going to be more inclined to focus. However, if you really want to test and see if he'll look at you, put that hand with food behind your back and then ask him to focus. And again, as soon as he makes eye contact with you, yes or good, and then he would be able to have that treat. Okay, so I want to work on the stays at this point in time. We're not going to incorporate weight or anything right now, specifically working on stay. And of course, leave it. You want Mojo to not pay any attention to any of the distractions that we will have. Of course, we don't want him to chase the ball, so we'll be asking him to leave it. Good. Stay. Stay. Yes. Good stay. Good stay. Good. Okay, so starting off slowly, just like we always do, he knows that I have something in my hand. However, I'm not going to present it at this point in time. He knows that I still have it behind my back, however, it's not on the ground. So I want to make sure that we can go over that whole stay command, make sure that he follows through before I introduce something like a toy. Okay, so we're going to try that again. Stay. Okay, I'm going to slowly place the item on the ground. Okay, stay. Maintaining eye contact, very good. He was going to move right there. Stay. But we want to make sure he understands exactly what's going on. He's staying. If you need to remind him, feel free. And just because you're standing next to him, doesn't mean that he's going to be able to move. Good stay. Good stay. Okay, okay. Okay, and now you have the opportunity to investigate that item. Good. Okay, so let's try one more here. Good boy. Stay. Okay, so I have his collar. Anything that belongs to a dog, they usually get quite excited over it. For example, the leash and things. But we have been using leashes for distractions for a little while, so I thought I'd try to take something directly off of Mojo and ask him to stay. All right, didn't give him a specific sit, stay, or down stay, so stay in general is appropriate right now. Yes, he knows that's his. All right, we're doing fantastic so far. Just about to bring out the big guns here. Have that tennis ball. Okay, just give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm doing the exact same thing that I did with the past 2 items. I have it, however, I'm not putting it on the ground. So it's hanging out in my pouch here. We're going to be practicing that stay one more time. Good. Sit. Good. Down stay. Down stay. Okay, so I'm giving him a specific command. Down stay. Now he's not to get up or anything like that. So if he does, I want to correct that immediately.